Hello everyone, it's Elaine Thorpe here, and I'm scheduled to go at 1 o'clock until around 2, so hopefully there'll be some of you watching. Now, I am a trance medium, okay, so being a trance medium involves you going into a relaxed state and bringing your spirit guide through, allowing them to step into your energy. And by allowing them to do that, they are able to make communication through your voice box in order to communicate with the physical world. Okay, so this is what it's all about. Some of you that may already know me have seen what I do before, have seen my YouTube videos about what I do, and many times my guide has been on here to show you what happens. So here we'll be hopefully joining you today to speak to you all. I have no idea what about, so hopefully it'll be a nice subject about trance maybe. I'll leave it up to him, whatever he wants to talk about. So thank you everyone for joining. White Feather Events, hello, and Shell Cole, hello to you. Hello everyone that's joining us now. So the lovely lady allowed us to join here. Don't ask me to remember names, I always forget them. But, oh, happy Mother's Day. Didn't realise it was. Anyway, happy Mother's Day to, if you want it to be happy Mother's Day. I'm not sure if it is or not. Anyway, we have this time, so if anybody wants to ask about trance before I go into that state, you're perfectly welcome to ask about it. So we have a few more people joining. Okay, now I've been doing this for about 14 years, and there are other mediums that do this type of spiritual connection. And so some of them have been doing it longer than me, some of them not so long. You may be interested in doing trance, you may be wanting to join in with it. To meditate for a little while, if you want to close your eyes when I close mine and just relax and tune into what we're doing, then you're perfectly welcome to do so. So I'm a little bit stumped for words today, but I'm actually very happy to see you all coming on here. And when I go into the trance, there will be some music going on, so that what that does is that helps me to go into the trance so that I can relax and go a little bit deeper. You see, sometimes if you're sitting in silence, you've got all surrounding noises, it doesn't help when you're trying to go into trance. Some of you may prefer silence, others of you may prefer music. It's up to each individual what resonates with them and how you feel comfortable with going into that relaxed state. So anyway, we will proceed with going into trance. I hope you enjoy it. I'm just going to leave it up to my guide now. Now I can't see all of your messages. Some might be further down, so I do apologise if I can't see them all because they're not really scrolling up here. So I think there's some underneath, I'm not sure. Okay, now will be the music, okay? And obviously you won't be able to ask my guide any questions. This is just basically like it was on my other page, on my own page, where he was speaking about things in general. So we hope you enjoy it.
Good afternoon, everybody. It is lovely to see you all. I see that you have all gathered to watch many things this morning, but now we are in the afternoon of your earthly world time, and I have come forward to tell you of our spirit life, which is wonderful, beautiful, unconditional love. It is a place of infinity, ecstasy. It is limitlessness, and it is existing. So when you go from this world, you enter into another dimension, which is that what you call heaven. Heaven is a word which describes something of a bliss. In fact, the words would be totally indescribable unless you were to witness and experience them yourself. Many of you have perhaps had profound moments where you have had some sort of heavenly experience or some sort of spiritual visitation in your lifetimes through your dream state or your meditative states, or unexpected moments when they turn up. Many of your loved ones will give you signs, feathers, birds, all that sort of thing. Butterflies. They are all symbols of freedom, aren't they? Flight of the soul that is released to go back home again, which is where it came from in the first place. You will have many incarnations, and many of them you will have had perhaps traumas, fears, happy times, sad times. But you will bring those back with you through incarnation and try to deal with them in this life. You may have fond memories of a past life. You may be able to recall them in some way through regression, or through meditative states, or through life experiences as a soul memory. So we are here today to explain how trance works and how mediumship works, you see. you have what you call a pineal gland, which resides inside the brain. You call it the third eye. It's just a name for it, isn't it, that the earthly people give it. But it is a wonderful name, yes. But is your soul peering out of that third eye, do you think? Yes, it is. Your soul is within your brain, within your consciousness. You are consciousness. The brain operates the physical body. And that is most appropriate if you are living in the physical world, because it has to function in that state. But it has a consciousness that is far out from the logical state of thinking. And that is what you call the intuitive self, the higher self. And that is the self that you connect to when you are making connection to the spirit life. You are making connection to our world through your consciousness. The consciousness is limitless within thought state. You could be sitting in the physical world thinking of many things at any one given time. And all of those thoughts could be several. So you are bilocating your thought state. Well, when you become spirit, you become that thought. Everything that you do is a thought. So you could be in many different places and bilocate to them at any given time because you are thought. That is what you become. That is your soul. That is consciousness. So we work through this consciousness. We see that you have an energy, and everything and everyone that ever exists is made up of energy and physicality. So when you go into these altered states of mind or into dream state, you have what you call an energy that surrounds you and that is within you. And it is an aura. That is what you prefer to call it in the physical world. So with this aura, it widens as you go into these states. And then the spirit will come and step into that aura and blend their energy with your energy and manipulate it in order for it to make communication. So the soul has to learn how to do that. Being without the physicality any longer, it is going to be having to learn how to manipulate a human energy, an energy that which is invisibility to the naked eye is there. It exists. So this is what we blend with. And we have to learn much like you do, you see, because we have to get into practice of manipulating the physical energy and the physical being. So you may find that there are rocking movements, there are arm movements, there are head movements, and some of the mediums will remain quite feeling of a numbness or stillness, but others will be more active. Some may have their eyes open, which is a rare occasion. Some may have their eyes closed. There are many different ways of presenting trance mediumship. There are also unlimited measurements of trance. So there is no particular level of trance. There are several states of mind within the trance in which we can come through. So we are able to learn to come through at a certain state of trance, and we will come through at that state which we feel is easiest for us to communicate in. So once we have practiced and learned how to complete that, we will then be able to make a voice. So we will impress our thoughts onto the medium's thoughts. It works in a similarity of way that a clairvoyant medium would work. We will impress thoughts, pictures, symbols into the medium's mind, and then they will interpret those and give them as messages. Sometimes they are symbolic. But when you go into trance, similarity of things happen. If you're going to go into a state of trance where you are not quite asleep, but you are able to hear, then you will hear what the guide is saying, but you will have no control over what the guide is going to say. So it takes time to create that manipulativeness in order to be able to communicate in your physical world. So it's not as easy as it looks. It is just as hard for us, and we are relying on your trust. So once the medium learns to trust and let go, and they start to trust in themselves and what they are receiving, then the trance can go a little bit further. It will work better. It will be becoming more defined over a period of time and development and trust. That is the biggest word of all. It is the trust. If you trust and you let go, then the guide is able to come through with greater clarity because it is relying on that trust. So the mechanism of it also is ectoplasmic energy. Now you would think that that would be used with physical mediumship. Well, that which it is used with physical mediumship, it is used in greater amounts. So it is used from the medium, and it is a separation of spirit coming through as an individual with this ectoplasmic energy, whatever way it is going to present itself physically. But with trance, we use that small amount of ectoplasmic energy in order to use the voice box. We will code that with that ectoplasmic energy in order to adjust the vocality. Some of the spirits will speak with just the medium's own sounding voice, but it will not quite be the presentation of the medium's usual way of speaking. So it may have different mannerisms of movement. It may have different ways of explaining things. So although it will be the medium's usual voice, it will have a different way of explaining things and putting things forward to your world. So you will know the difference. And there is also the next stage of the trance mediumship where you can actually hear what the guide is saying, and you have no control over what is going on there. You are just in a relaxed state, listening to what seems like a conversation. Well, it is that, but it is with spirit. So therefore, the mind is going to step back from the logic state and somehow be resting so that the spirit can come forward and use the vocality and communicate, you see. So again, just like clairvoyant mediums, the pictures will be shown in the mind state and all sorts of things will be seen and experienced. You may find that you don't hear anything. That is a rare occasion with trance, but some trance mediums have no conscious memory of what has been said or what is going on. They just go into a sleep state. They may go somewhere nice that spirit is going to take them. And then when it is finished, they will come back and have no memory of it. So if any of you are in that state, maybe it is a good idea to record it and play it back so that you can hear what has gone on. But that requires great trust, and it doesn't always be needing to be happening. If the guide is quite satisfactory with speaking with the medium, able to hear, and the medium trusts enough, it can go ahead. So that is the way that I speak through Elaine. She steps back and allows the trust to come in so that I can make communication. So what we want you to be doing is trusting and letting go. If you feel uncomfortable with it, then you have a decision to allow us to step back so that we can perhaps make it a little bit easier. Some guides will be a little more stronger in their energy and coming through. Others will be more having a gentle approach. Whatever way they present themselves to you, they are your guide. And of course, if you're going to be doing trance clairvoyance, then there is the spirits that may want to come through and speak for themselves. Well, then the guide will give permission, step aside for a while, and allow the soul to speak. It's not happening in all cases, but every now and again it is. So that is just a minuscule explanation of it, because I could be here all day saying how it works. But whatever it works with and however it works with is absolutely indelibly wonderful. So those of you that are interested in trance, your soul will have planned to come here to perhaps make that journey of trance. It will not sit comfortably with you all. It doesn't mean to say that everyone is going to be doing it, because others prefer to work perhaps clairvoyantly or with healing and such, or spirit artistry, much like Elaine does. But there are many different presentations of connecting with spirit. And each one of them are very beautiful if appreciated. It is very beautiful to experience it. So you will understand that some of the souls will find it a little harder to come through. It may be new to them, or they may have to fight through an energy that is not quite trusting, or the person that is sitting having the meeting will not be quite ready to receive or not trusting, or they may have great expectations. But I will say to you, whatever you are going to receive, you will receive. And some of you may not be able to connect with certain loved ones, with a clairvoyant or whoever it is that you're going to be getting a meeting from, a reading. A reading is tuning in with a person's energy. Doesn't matter how you do it. Even if you are doing spiritual healing, you are attuning yourself to that person's energy. So you have a sort of a three-way to four-way connection here. You have the spirit that is going to come through and give the healing. You have the guide. You have the person sitting there, and you have perhaps their guide too. So it's quite a group connection where healing is concerned, because others will come in to lend their energy to help. And they will perhaps have been connected with you in other lifetimes. So they know who you are. But with whatever way we choose to connect with you in your world, we are wanting to bring across the message of the afterlife. The afterlife is a place where you do not require anything physical. Everything is created, and every communication is created through thought. So nothing of a physicality is needed. But of course, we may want to present ourselves to each other as looking rather human, rather than beings of light. But that is what you become. You are consciousness, and you are light. So all of your orbs that you see, those that aren't being dust at the time, once the dust settles, we come in and we show ourselves to you as beings of light. And the majority of them are quite circular in shape. Well, that is depicting the eternal. We are showing you that we are in the eternal life. So circular, spherical, whatever you want to call it, is very much an explanation of no beginning, no end. Eternal, infinite. You would put it into a simple explanation of endless. You would say to me, well, how can you have no end and no beginning? Well, that's what eternal is. It's everlasting. You would see your physical life as a beginning from birth and a death at the end, physical death. There is never, ever, ever going to be any soul death. The soul is absolutely immortal. It has eternal life. It cannot die. You would say, well, you could kill your soul off. That is absolutely impossible. So we are here. Trust in us. Believe in us. We are not going to force anything upon you. We have eternity, as I have explained to you. We will wait and see what you want to do. At the moment in your world, there is quite an awakening beginning. Many people have awoken previously before that, and many people are going to awaken at this time. So what I want to say to you is there is a reason for everything. So when you come out of all of this, you will have appreciated life much more. Gather together with your loved ones and enjoy your time together. Because it is wonderful to be together, because God has seen that you are all saying, I haven't any time to be with my loved ones. I'm always so busy. I'm working hard, never get to spend any time with them. Maybe that was listened to and acted upon, don't you think? It is much of a complexity if you're going to say, well, why would you do it with disease or suffering? The soul understands suffering because it is only a physical term. And it is only through the physical that you can suffer, emotionally or physically, because it is a physical makeup. But the soul is so clever that it knows exactly why it's going through that particular journey. It has something to learn from it, to evolve. So you're not only evolving in physical life, you are evolving in spiritual life. All of it matters. But when you come back to our side, your everyday life will not matter. You forget about all of that. You just think about the love side of things, the love that you have for your children, the love that you have for your families, your friends, your pets, your associates. And you will look back at what you have learned from all of that. Any suffering that you had gone through, any happy times, sad times, angry times, whatever times they were, joyous moments. You look back through all of that and you see what you have accomplished in yourself. So I will say to you that every journey back to the earth is a journey to yourself. Everything that surrounds you is a reflection of you in the way of human form and animal form. So you are basically searching for yourself in physical life. You will have many relationships outside of yourself with your parents and your lovers, your children, your pets. Everything will form a different sort of love relationship. But that journey will all be coming back to you eventually. And then you will wake up to the fact that you are infinite, multidimensional, like a diamond. So take a look at all of your relationships in life. See what you have accomplished for yourself through all of these relationships and what they have accomplished. What have they learned from it? This is the physical experience that you are having, the human experience. Your soul knows all about it, so leave it to your soul. Don't go in with expectations, as they say. It doesn't come with instructions, they say. It doesn't, no. But your soul knows. It knows all of what it has planned to do, and it will carry it out. Whether it be a long journey or a short one, it will carry it out. Even if it is only going to be here for a short time, it will have learned something in that time, or it will have taught other souls that are connected to it something from that time that they were here. How to love. How to let go. And how to understand. Not standing under, but giving unconditional love. Letting freedom be there. That's what understanding is. It's not a rule. It's not a standing underneath. It was created in your physical world as a stand under, but it is actually understanding of a person's feelings, perhaps, or a situation that they are in, or gathering information and getting to know and learning about it many different ways. So I will say that live every day as if it were your last, so to speak. Look at every beautiful moment that you are in and appreciate it. Look at it like a film from the outside and say, well, you know, if I wanted to watch a movie, it would be my life, what I had accomplished in it. Because that's what you get to watch when you go to heaven. You get to see all of your life, every single bit of it. And then you can look back and see what you had learned from it. Where you were selfish, where you were giving, where you were loving, where you were playful. Every single emotion that ever exists within you comes under the category of unconditional love. It's what you're here to do. You go round and round in circles through the maze until you eventually get to the center. And that is you. You have come all the way around in every single lifetime, and then you finally come back to yourself. You connect with spirit, you awaken, you connect with you. Through every lifetime, it's the journey back to yourself. And you may think that that is a selfishness, but it isn't. Because you are living the journey. You are living the life. Nobody else can live it for you. They will nurse you as a baby. They will bring you into adulthood and let you fly the nest. They will love you and worry about you. Goodness knows what they will do. But, you know, they've taught you something. And then it is up to you to learn the rest. It is your journey from start to finish. You have chosen your parentage, your friends, everything that you are existing in at this present moment and beyond that. You chose it all. You would say, well, why me? Well, why you? Because you had chosen it. You chose it for your soul's progression. Doesn't matter how much you're suffering. Although it would matter, but it wouldn't matter to your soul because it would understand it. It knows that with the physical experience, there is going to be physical pain, emotional pain. The physical pain was the part of it, perhaps. And you would say, well, Jonathan, how can you learn something from physical pain? It is just what we had to take on with the physical. But although some pain, people become very empathic when people are in pain. You notice they all gather around to help to love that particular person. That is love. That is an emotion, pain. Physical is made up from density, it's physicality, it's molecules, cells. I want you to look inside your bodies and see how they are working in there so hard for you to stay well and healthy. You've got to look after them, you know. They want feeding right. They are your children within you while you are here in the physical. All of your cells in your body are working hard as a little army in there to keep you here, to keep you well. Appreciate them. Give them what is needed. Don't abuse them, because then you will suffer, won't you? You will have physical pain. If you fall over and hurt yourself, that is to be expected. The cells will rush to heal whatever you have hurt. You don't even notice it. Have you stopped to thank them? So you're not only a living being, you are living within. The soul is just loaning this physical, but it needs you to look after it, not abuse it. We understand that emotional problems can lead to habitual behavior, with addictions and all of that sort of thing. But if you were to look inside yourself and learn to love you, that would all disappear. That is only just habit, something that you crave for, something that you see as a temporary satisfaction to cover up what you're truly feeling. If you were to let it go, it would be no more. Now, I am on here, and I want to say that there is a lady that has recently passed, and I would say her name is Pauline, and she is connecting to a Sandra that she is friends with on the earth. It's not what we normally do, but she is saying that she is fine and that she has made the transition and that she is cancer-free. She has no cancer anymore. That is non-existent in our world. That is only a physical complaint, an illness that engulfs the body. You can heal or you won't. But I will tell you, when you connect to God and you ask for help, there is no religion involved in it. It is only love. And that prayer is listened to. And you may think, well, it's not even being answered, Jonathan. But everything is done in the perfect divinity of time. Time in your world matters, doesn't it? Everything comes in perfectness, synchronized. So the prayers are heard and they are answered in very mysterious ways, but beautiful ways. So don't lose your faith. Otherwise you are losing your faith in yourself, because you are part of that existence. You are a little piece of matter that comes away from the huge light. That is what you call God, isn't it? God is just a name. It's just an identification. G-O-D, God. You see a God as something that you can kneel down to, that you can praise, worship. He is inside you. Go inside and worship that. They're asking you to go within. And then when you learn to love that, you're loving God. You're God. You're light. That's what you're doing. I will say that religion has saved some people, hasn't it? They've gone into church, they've prayed to God, they've found a place that they can belong in. They found people that love them. That is a wonderful experience. But there is the negative side to that as well. But you've got to look to the positive. This is what we're telling you. This is what we're advising you to do, to look to the positive, where we are concerned. Dwell upon the light, not the darkness. The darkness of the night of the universe is absolutely and stunningly beautiful. But don't look to the negative in life. Look to the positive. Every time you find yourself thinking negatively, look to the positive. It is so habitual in your world, isn't it? We see it. And we say, look, they're being negative again. They're being negative about themselves, or something that they feel that they can't do, but they know they can. I can be very flippant with my subjects, you see. I will dart from one thing to another. But everything is a means to an end, isn't it? As an explanation. You have to have time to get it all in. So I would say, if you're going to be going on a spiritual journey, you're going to be awakening, which that you will if you accept it. You will be experiencing everything from the depths of feeling depressed to the above of feeling so happy and ecstatic. You will have to learn about all of them. And some people do it over a lifetime, and then eventually awaken to something. Some people suddenly find themselves in that position and they wonder why. How could you ever learn everything in one lifetime? If you were joyously happy, you would know nothing about the rest of the emotion that goes along with it, where unconditional love is concerned, because you go through the negative emotion to learn about the unconditional love, to overcome it and say, well, yes, maybe I could have looked at it from another angle. I've learned something from that. It has actually made me happier because I am moving forward from it. I have learned something from it. Would you have learned something from it if you hadn't gone through it? That is the human experience. That's what you chose. That and more, you see. If you look to the beautiful side of it, the child coming to the earth, you may say, well, that child's come to a horrible earth, but the soul is knowing what it's doing anyway. It has a purpose of some sort. You've got to think of it that way, haven't you? There could be an old soul inside that tiny little being that could teach you something. Think about that. I would also say to you, think about your physical world and how beautiful it is. Look at what you have been given. Look at the beautiful things around you. And look at everything that you ever possessed that came as a thought from somebody's mind, but you will leave it behind when you pass because you don't any longer need it. Physical things aren't a requirement in heaven. You go by love. That is it. That's all you need. You require physical things in your world, but look at them. They are created from man's mind, a creation, an idea that they believed in, and it came to fruition. So I'm also saying, believe in yourself in this life and achieve what you set out to do. Achieve something wonderful that is going to reflect back to you and your ability to be able to make it come to life. Stop nothing short of allowing yourself to live a dream. You see, you would say, well, why is God making us suffer? No, man has made you suffer. Man has brought the sufferance here, nobody else. But it was for the greater purpose, you see, but it just got out of hand, didn't it? You've just got to learn to bring it back into balance. I'm afraid that negative runs alongside positive, and it's not going to work if you only have one or the other. It has to be balanced. And that will bring you to the light in the end. Then you will appreciate the light. So those of you that are listening here, I know that you will have some way of connecting with Spirit, because most of you do here that listen. You come to showcase yourself, perhaps, or you come to watch. Curiousness. Most of it is, you see, inquisitivity about our world. And you want to go further in, you want to know more. Well, yes, we will give it to you. If you are willing to trust, you will receive it in profound experiences. Just allow it to happen. Don't crave it. because then it becomes a struggle, and then you are saying, well, I'm being begrudged of seeing something or experiencing something. Just allow it to come when it is meant to. Again, divinity of timing. And you will never ever forget it once you have experienced it. Trust is what I'm going to teach you today. Trust. Trust in yourself. Trust in your life path. Trust in Spirit and God. They have the greater plan. They know what you planned. Invite love within. Invite that within. And you can't go wrong, can you? I know that you are not able to ask me questions on here because, of course, Elaine cannot see them. Her eyes are closed. So I think that I have answered the majority of your curiousness, because that's what it is. Curiousness. You want to know the answers to everything? Well, go within and find them. But you will never find everything because there is so much of it. It is infinite and endless. Much like your universe. I am going to take my leave now, and I will leave Elaine to talk to you for whatever time that she has left. Perhaps if she wants to go a bit earlier, then accept it. I could talk forever, but the humans get lost for words sometimes. They get nervous, don't they? What have you got to worry about? You're all the same. Make no judgment of one another because you are all the same. You may look different. You may act different. You may have an individuality about yourself. Yes, that you have. You may approach things differently. You will have different opinions. But your makeup is basically the same. A soul within a physical being. The next time you go to judge another, think, have I been that way myself once? Does that make me as bad as them? Could I look to the better side of them and see why they are angry and opinionated? Could I forgive them? Could I forgive me? If I was angry and irritated about something and I was terribly behaved, go within and find the answers. God bless you.
Thank you, everyone. I had no idea what the time was until I looked. 10 to 2, I think. Well, thank you, everyone, for watching, and I hope that you have learned something from that. We're all still learning. It doesn't matter how far we get in life, there's always something new to learn. So we can never really say we're at the top of anything, really, unless it's a physical thing that we've, learned in life. There's always something new to learn. Yeah. Let go of fear, Coles. Yeah, you're right there. Yeah, let go of fear. But sometimes it's easier said than done. I mean, if it's something that's new to us and we don't trust it, then sometimes we fear it because, it's new and we haven't experienced it before. So letting go. Oh, Somebody put an angry face up there. Who's angry today? Who's angry today? Have I made somebody angry? I hope not. I hope I haven't offended anyone. But anyway, I wish you all luck in your spiritual journeys and whatever it is you're doing. I'm sure it's lovely. I see some of the things that people are putting out on here, the spiritual jewelry and everything else. You know, just give out love. We all give out hatred sometimes. We all get angry. That's just normal human behaviour. But most of the time, I think we can give out thoughtfulness and love if we try. We're just having a human experience, as Jonathan said. So I hope you've all enjoyed it, and I wish you luck on here. All right, whoever's next, you know, have a good time. That's what we're meant to do, aren't we, really? We're not meant to be sad. We don't want to be sad. Okay, I live in Norway but feel no distance when I'm listening to Elaine and Jonathan. That's very nice of you, Layla. That's lovely. Thank you all for joining, okay? Yeah, I'm going to let you go now, and whoever's on next, good luck to you. All right, take care, everyone. Bye.